Hey folks, I'm Tom Bassel.
Jason Levine.
And today we're taking a look at Codenames Duet. Now, Codenames Duet is codenames for two people. I think there's a variant to play codenames with two people at this point.
There was in the original, but this is a whole game.
Yeah, this is a cooperative game. You're not playing against your partner. You are working together to solve a mission, whatever. I think the theme in this game is weak at best. They actually have this thing where you go all over the world and different countries and stuff and whatever. It's just codenames for two people, but co-op. So if you've played Codenames before, we're going to show you the differences, and if you've never heard of it before, well, I'll explain it to you anyway. Anyway, here it is. Now, this is a two-player game, and you're going to have a grid of 5x5 cards from a ton of cards, and every card is two-sided, so you really have tons of things. But you're going to use a simple 25 grid. Then you're going to be choosing a card from this stack of cards here and placing it in a stand. Now, I'm going to see one side, and my partner is going to see the other side. It's a co-op game, and I'm trying to get my partner to guess these words. So I'm trying to get them to guess crow, rat, bicycle, jellyfish, wheelchair, coast, biscuit, and cane and rope. I definitely don't want them to guess trick, thunder, or Russia, because those are spies and will cause us to lose. So on my turn, I'm going to give a clue and a number. The clue is a one-word clue, and the number is how many cards that clue affects. So I might put, I would say vermin 2. Now my partner is looking at things, and he's looking for things here that are vermin. Now I feel pretty good. I probably should have said actually vermin 3. Let's say I said that, vermin 3. So he looks around, he's like, well, rat's definitely vermin. So he touches rat. I say correct. We put a green character on to show he got that correct. And then he's like, well, jellyfish are probably vermin. And I say correct. Then he says, and probably a vampire's vermin. No, you're supposed to pick crow. So he picks vampire. Now, fortunately, vampire is not the spy, because if it was the spy, let's say he picked Russia, the game is instantly over and we both lose. But he picks vampire. It is an innocent bystander. So we take one of these tokens and put it on vampire. We don't cover up vampire because vampire might be a clue that he has for me. Let's see if it is. And he is looking this way. It is not. But I don't know that. So now that it's over, I take one of these in front of me and put it check side up. So we've just used 2 of our 9 tokens, but we got 2 correct out of the 15 that we need to get correct. So we're doing okay. And then it's his turn and he gives a clue and we go back and forth. We go back and forth until we've gotten all the green people on each side. So I have 9. Now, if you notice, some of the greens are the same on each side. So, for example, we both had jellyfish. But you're never quite sure what the other person has. You have 3 greens that match, but also one of your correct answers is one of your opponent's assassins. So I know, for example, that thunder, Russia, or trick, one of those 3 is a clue that my opponent's trying to get me to guess. And so from his side, it is Russia, actually. So while Russia is deadly for me, Russia is a good clue for him. So we're going to go back and forth until we lose, which means we run out of these chips or we hit the assassin, in which case we lose. Otherwise, we're going to keep going, and if one person runs out of clues, then the other person goes, and it is keep going until we get them all correct. At that point, the game ends, and we win in victory. Now, the game comes with a mission type thing, and you can go to this map, and you're going to be moving around the map, and each of these maps shows how many tokens you get, so there's actually 11 tokens in total, and then how many incorrect answers you can take. So some of them you can get no incorrect answers, which means if you guess innocent bystanders, you're going to lose. So some of these are much harder than others, and they're basically just different numbers. The cities mean nothing, and you just keep track of your team, and you can make it harder or easier. But that's pretty much the game. Once you're done, you can basically put out 25 different cards, draw another card from here because these cards are all going to be different. In fact, these cards are also going to be different based on which way you put them in the holder. And you keep going, and you're going to win together as a pair or lose. Okay, so first of all, I feel like if you've played Codenames before, this is a very different game.
I do too. In fact, the first thing I want to say is mission accomplished, because just like Seven Wonders...
Was that a pun?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Just like Seven Wonders, when the two-player game that came in the original Codenames was kind of a tack on and wasn't very good. But this is a phenomenal two-player game. It has a different feel than Codenames. It has the same feel the way you're giving clues and you're trying to find it, but the different feel is that each of you have different words and you're trying to get words. You have that little thing where words that are black on your side that are the assassin could be green on their side that are a good word. So you have to kind of be a little nervous, but still you have to pick one of those assassin words.
They have a chart here on the card. You each have one assassin word. You have 3 words that both of you have, and then you have 5 words that the other person doesn't have.
Yes, but those assassin words are crazy because you have 3 assassins. One of them is going to be a neutral, one of them is going to be an assassin, and one of them is going to be a good word that you have to pick. So sometimes you're going to have to tap one that's one of your assassins and hope for the best. You hope that your partner is giving you a good enough clue that you could get that word.
That's crazy, though. I'd almost rather I'd almost rather they pick it, but they can't.
They can't because it's black on their side.
Yeah,
Yes, they can't. You have to pick the word and they have to pick their word. So you really need to give good clues. And the timer mechanism, or the missions as we call it, is a great mechanism. I like that there's different difficulty levels. You have hard level and easy level. So if it's on the side where it's all the regular check marks, that's the hardest, because every time that you miss a word and hit a neutral, you have to throw out one and then flip one over and put it. So you're losing 2 at a time and the timer goes quicker. So they have easy missions where you have more of the flip side all ready to go, where you could just take the flip side and put it down, and you can play with up to 11 clues or 9 clues, and the amount of clues you use makes the game a difficulty level because you have to do more 2 and 3 word clues. You can't just do 1 word clues in this.
Right, and that's one thing that is really important to know. If you played Codenames and like it a lot, with Codenames, all you have to do is be better than the other team, which means if you're ahead or you're stumbling, you can easily give a 1-word clue, and in this game, you really can't. And so I think some people are not going to like it for that reason, because sometimes you're going to have 2 words that you're trying to get someone to guess, and you have to come up with a word that connects them, and you really can't do that. And regular Codenames, big deal. 1 word, 1 word. We'll hopefully beat the other team anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And in this game, I think some people will... This game is a harder... Do you think it's harder?
It is.
To come up with the words, I think.
It's harder to come up with words, but it makes you think a lot more. And not that I don't like teams, because I love original Codenames, but I love the aspect that it's you and someone else and you're working together to solve the puzzle. And it's kind of like a team, but one time I'm the clue giver, then the next time you're the clue giver, and you go back and forth, and you're back and forth giving clues. And when you face the clues in the different directions, you can see how many clues your opponent got, your partner got, and you got, and you really could figure out this puzzle. And the great thing is, let's say I fill up all my clues, then you get to give clues the rest of the game. So then it turns into sort of regular Codenames.
How often does that happen? I'm not very good at this. You've played it a lot. You played it a lot.
Over 50 times already.
That's craziness. So you actually like this better than Codenames?
I like it maybe better. I mean, obviously I like the party aspect of Codenames. I like that you play with multiple people, but I love you can sit down with just one person and play it. So it adds so much more to be able to just play with 2 people.
I do. I like that this is a cooperative game. I think it's very intriguing to go back and forth with one other person. I don't know that I love it. I actually like the team aspect better with Codenames. I like Codenames more than this. I think this is a fine game, though. It's very puzzly, though. If I want to get down and get knuckle crunching, brain squeezing, I'm in for this one. A lot of variety in the base game. I give it an awesomeness rating of 7.
See, I'm going to go higher than that because, first of all, you get 200 more words, 200 more cards, so 400 more words.
And you can mix and match the cards from all those
So
sets.
you can mix and match them. You get that. You get the 2-player. You get 100 of these double-sided 2-player things, which you could play in.
Go through all of them.
You could use your regular Codenames cards or these Codenames cards, plus you get the 2-player game, a phenomenal 2-player game. I'm giving it an awesomeness rating of 9.
What?
I love this.
All right, he loves it more than he loves me.
I mean, here's my feeling on it, and I'm going to just say one last thing is, if you like Codenames and you can't always find 4 people, you will absolutely love this because you could play it with 2 and do a little duet.
That was pretty okay. Anyway, until next time, I'm Tom Basil.
Jason Levine.
Codenames Duet.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.